Welcome to Wallace Wade Stadium on the campus of Duke University, and customarily a trip here involves a journey to K-Ville. Instead, you will be engulfed by the Wade Wackos, the Duke fans ready for their Blue Devils to go to work. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport, a rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see, the number 25 team in the country, the NC State Wolfpack, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the Duke Blue Devils. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Blue Devils will kick it away to start us off. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. So NC State's offense will get the first possession of the game. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred. Because it's a rivalry game, they'll keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
They'll run it from the gun. Find some space, enough to get 5 to the 22.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find... going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
They'll need 3 yards here on 3rd down to keep this opening drive alive. They'll try to get the first through the air. Batted into the air, and it's picked. Didn't get a chance to show off those running skills, but he gives them the ball at the 29-yard line.
And that's kind of a double whammy for this offense because on their opening drive, not only did they turn it over with the interception, but they've now set their defense up in a really tough spot deep in their own end.
So the Duke Blue Devils offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. As we take a look at our impact players for this one. Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to.
Touchdown, Blue Devils! A great catch and run for 6.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-0. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he's coming out of the end zone. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him, maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
And now on second down. They're coming up here. Thomas back to pass. Makes a connection. He's into the open down the middle. The 20. Touchdown, Wolfpack! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. Splits the uprights. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Miami was able to finish off a close one in South Florida today. They did just enough both offensively and defensively to come away with the dub. Hey, survive and advance. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play to get the first.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. I know you want to prepare for every game the same way, but there's just something different about rivalry games, Jesse.
It's because, Reese, I think players are aware that games like this define your legacy as a player. Your record in rivalry games is something that people are going to talk about for years and years down the road. You have got to show up and play your best football in games like this.
Passing game very effective on second down. What about here on third? He'll just keep slinging it. Makes his connection. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. That is just a perfect example of not deciding before the snap where you have to go with the ball.
Yeah, because that will get you in trouble. You can tell right away. He wants to get the ball to his primary. He's covered. He comes off of him, does a nice job being patient, taking his time, hitting the drag route, getting the first down.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. He's going to run it.
These guys aren't human either. I mean, they got to survey the field, throw the football, make deep passes, and then guess what else? They pull the ball down, take off, and make big chunks of plays on the ground. It's just impossible to be on defense nowadays.
Hard running there. Some belief in that running game as they pick up 5 to the 35-yard line.
When running backs square their shoulders up, it's when they have the most power. You see him square his shoulders up, break tackles, be strong, continue to plow his way forward, just making it really easy on everybody in this offense by breaking tackles.
Not seeing a lot of chemistry between the QB and his intended target on that play.
3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
3rd and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
And the Blue Devils need to pick it up on 4th down. Dances away to buy time. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
Well, he does a really nice job buying time, and I love the awareness there, understanding no one's open downfield, knowing where the sticks are, and he's able to use his athleticism to get that first down.
You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying play action. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Touchdown, Duke. What a catch and run for 6.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the capper, a 19-yard toss for the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the... North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Thomas looking to fire. Makes the grab on the left. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Got his man quickly. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line.
3rd down, understanding exactly where the sticks are. You know, you got to stop certain routes so they don't get to certain depths. Quarterback completes him, gets another first down. Got to be a little bit more mindful of where those sticks are.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against... this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
Looking to pass on second down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Anderson. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. From the gun, wants to pass. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working there.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. They're working that left side. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleed.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to...
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should...
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Didn't help themselves much on first down. Let's see what they've got on second down from the 20. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
Well, that's their 3rd sack of the game, and we knew statistically coming into this game, this is one of the top 25 units in the nation getting after the quarterback. I just love how athletic they are up front, and they are giving this offensive line headaches and nightmares up to this point of the game.
On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. Finds his man. It Smothers. Plows through the defense. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Running it back, it's Moore. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. Here comes the offense on second down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle, physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the fourth quarter.
Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
The Blue Devils come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, the ground game. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
You know, we're only in the first half of this football game, and already this offense has had tons of success throwing the football. The defense has to disrupt his rhythm, and they finally do there, getting the sack. They've given up 3 TD passes. Let's see if they can continue with the pass rush moving forward.
Got the quick pass. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get 2 bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
Catch in the middle, it's Collins. Touchdown, Duke! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
And I think that pass play was simply designed just to get him the football in space and let him do the rest. Obviously, they're not throwing that into the end zone, but they feel like they've got guys, especially at the running back position, that if you just give them an opportunity, they can make people miss and score like he did right there.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their... North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. The sure hands, it's Smothers. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. they're going to keep this drive going, they'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Gets rid of it. He throws back across his body, and it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They're already in great field goal position here, David. The question is, how aggressive do they get?
Full throttle.
Oh, it's out! Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. And the quarterback tried to make something out of it with his legs, but instead, he turns the football over.
And this is what you like about the quarterback. You don't want to handcuff him. You want to give him the freedom and the flexibility to get outside and create. That's where he's brilliant. That's really the added element he brings this offense. But you do need to reel him in with respect to the fundamentals and taking care of the football. Just has to do better moving forward.
To the ground with the back. Keeps the legs moving. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down.
And a great job by the offensive line. If you're going to run the ball right up the middle, you better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big gain.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today.
NC State will kick off to start things here in the second half. Fielded in the end zone, it's Kramer. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. First play from scrimmage here in the second half, and they'll keep it on the ground. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Steps to his left, out of the pocket. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Man, this QB is so dangerous. He can get outside the pocket, and right here you can tell he gets outside the pocket. Now I got to make some decisions, man. Do I want to go chase this guy? Do I play coverage? And that's why these mobile quarterbacks can really put you in a predicament. The defense won this battle, but that guy is so hard to pull.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
That's the way you answer your halftime speech. You gave up a lot of points in that first half. What did the defense do? The first possession, you set the tone in the second half. Get the big stop, get the big sack. Really nice answer by this defense.
Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Looking for a productive play on first down. Out of the gun, they give to the back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
Out of the gun from this senior leader. NC State quick to the line. Thomas back to pass. He's got it down the middle. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard. He's looking to throw it. Snags it over the middle. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. NC State on the move, set up with another first down.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little.
Fires toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that ball. Nice job.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Kramer. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They still have the lead here, Jesse, but this would be a good time to put together a drive.
You're right, Reese. You can't rest easy right now. You just watch the opponent drive down the field and score a touchdown of their own, so you've got to answer that here. Your playmakers better step up.
And I don't know what it is about momentum. In all the locker rooms and all the years, coaching, everything, you can't quantify it, you can't measure it. And the momentum has swung to the other side. You got to get it back.
Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Handoff to the single running back. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Here on 3rd down for this offense. Looking to throw for it. Gets it out quickly. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down.
Shotgun fundamentals are so key. He was like a shortstop. Caught the shotgun snap and right away rifled it out of his hands like he was turning two. That was beautiful.
He's got his man across the middle. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Snags it. Touchdown, Blue Devils. And once he got loose, it was all over. This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable, because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address, do something different.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. And the returner will be brought down. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in, because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of a defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score, and score pretty dang quickly.
They make the stop, but this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Leaves it with the back. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
You don't always have to run the sexy plays, right? It doesn't have to always be up-tempo and fast and spread and doing all this stuff. Sometimes you just lower your shoulder. Sometimes you just run powerfully. You get the first down, and that's all that matters.
Looking to move it through the air. Caught behind the line. It's Jackson. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. And here comes the offense on 2nd down.
Offense just trying to get the ball to their receiver quickly out in space to the perimeter of the field, but how about the speed of the linebacker? Able to close and make that tackle. That's impressive.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Extending the play. He's going to take off. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. A high kick. Let's see if he can pin them back deep in their own end. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. First down here for the offense. He wants to throw. Gonna let it fly. And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Guys, time has expired here in the quarter, and Duke is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. First down to start the drive after the break. Looking for a crease, it's Collins. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the fourth quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game. Being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
Going up top on first down. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. And the Blue Devils come to the line with a fresh set of downs. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll give it to the back. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game.
Touchdown, Duke! And the beatdown has ensued. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the story of the game, guys.
Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. He's going to pass. That's caught. It's Smothers. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Let's go. He wants to throw it again. Got it in the middle. It's Jackson.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be
just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And they get him again. This is a offense that you expect them to protect their guy. I mean, he is a dude that you know if you give him time, he's going to make plays, but this defense is making sure he's not getting that time.
That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Huge play, puts them in the red zone, and now they'll snap it 1st and 10 from the 15. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Caught near the sideline, it's Jackson. This senior quarterback knows how to take a hit and still deliver a completion. And this guy stood in the pocket, and he took one right in the kisser and still delivered the ball.
Showed you his toughness there, Reese, didn't he? And he still had to be accurate with that throw because that was man coverage. He really had to do a good job making sure that football was put on his target.
Quick completion on the out route. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. Really nice gain. Gets it out across the 20. It'll be a 1st down at the 22. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. On 1st down from their own 22. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Makes the grab down the left side. Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
NC State sending the offense back onto the field. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field. And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football game. And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like, they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, and this crowd's been...
Ball's out. Now the defense has got it, and they're going the other way. And they'll drag him down after a good... We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. Offense threatening, 1st and 10 from the 31. He's looking to throw it. Pressure coming. He'll pull it down and run. That quarterback was doing his best Houdini, escaping in the backfield, but the defense finally gets to him. They gave up the sack on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
He makes the connection. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. They'll decline that penalty. Obviously very happy with the results of the play. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Throws to the tight end. Finds his man, and they convert. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. First down for this offense. Looking to move it through the air. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Gets away from one, finds some space. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks. Thomas looking to fire. And down he goes, and that's going to do it. Didn't have much of a chance there, and the defense puts an exclamation point on this one.
You know what's great about rivalry games? Each side hates every wretched